Hey everyone, this is Module 3. We're going to be talking about the HTML tables and lists. It's nice when you can create some web pages, but we have to add some more things to the web pages to make them more effective. And you've all seen tables and lists. You just probably don't know exactly how they're created. So let's take a look at how that works. So you're pretty much familiar with tables. I mean, you've seen them on Word documents. You've seen them. It's obviously in Excel. It's basically rows and columns. So you have a sample table here. We've got our the four people in the column with a heading. We've got student, club, and officers as the individual columns. And for those of you who are interested, the heated club is the Hofstra IT Association. This is our sample table. So creating a table is actually pretty simple. Basically, we just need to know what tags we're going to use. The first thing we need to do is denote that we're going to create a table, and that's done with this table tag. And we have a corresponding slash table. Everything between it will actually be our within the table, our rows and columns, and the actual data in between it. So to create a row, you'll see that we have a TR tag, and then we have a corresponding TR tag right here. So the columns will actually be in between those beginning and end tags of the row. And then what we'll do is we'll actually use the TD, which stands for table data. And every time we do a table data element within the row, it creates a column. And so you'll see here we've got two columns within the one row. And if you basically copy this onto a text document and open it up in your browser, you'll actually see it looks like the column 1 and a column 2 will appear separate from each other. If we want to add multiple rows, all we have to do is basically duplicate what we've done. We have the TR. Again, let me start from the beginning. We have a table tag. We will then create the TR and then close TR, and that corresponds to the first row. You'll then see that we have the TD tag for this data element, and this would correspond to row 1, column 1. We have another TD, which is row 1, column 2, and this would close the /TDs close each one of those data elements. And so therefore it creates two columns within the first row. When I want to add another row, I'll just replicate it, and I'll basically put another TR and a /TR, and then I'll replicate the two columns with the TD tags, TD, /TD, TD, /TD, and then the data elements. And again, you can put anything inside of those that you want, and it will adjust the size of the columns accordingly. We'll deal with sizes of the columns a little bit later. If now we want to basically just add more rows or more columns within the rows, basically what we'll do is we'll just add another set of TDs. So here you'll see that before we had TR, TD, and another TD. Now we've added two more TDs, so that will give us a total of 4 columns. Here we do another one in that second row that we had. We have our open TR. I've now created our TD/TD, which is row 2, column 1. I do the same thing on row 2, column 2. Another one, row 2, column 3, and another one, row 2, column 4. So again, the way the tables work is we have our table tag, the close table tag. Within them, I'll put rows, which begins with a TR and a /TR. And within them, I will put my TD tags. Within each TD/TD, it's the actual item that will output on the screen. We can also have some fun with these. We'll learn about how to change colors a little bit later within the tags. But one of the pieces that we could do right away is we'll just put an attribute with the table tag up here. We're just going to add border equals 1. And what this does is, if you remember from the image tag that we did, when we wrote border equals 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, whichever one you chose, it will create a 1 pixel, in this case, border around it. Provide some definition. Play around with it. Try 2, 3, or 4, and you'll see how thick that you can make those borders around, and it will actually come around each of these. And you'll see later on how we can manipulate tables a little bit more. So here's an example. Let's just try something if you get a chance. Create a table that could be used for a multiplication table of 6 by 6. So to get you started, what I did was I created a 3 by 3 without any headers. We basically have our HTML, our close HTML. We have our body, close body. We have our table with a border equals 1 to provide some definition. Then I do a close table. Now within this, I'll start doing the rows. Here's my TR, my /TR, so that indicates the first row. And then I'll do 1, 1, 1. And then what I'll do is I'll do another TR/TR, and here I put 1, 1, 1. You could change this, obviously, to what would the correct multiplication would be. I hope you would be able to do that. And then I do another TR/TR. Here's my TD/TD, another set, and another set for another row. So this kind of gets you started to see how the boxes would work. You can basically change this obviously to 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 4, 6, and then 3, 6, 9. Hopefully you'll be able to do that, and you'll have your 3 by 3 multiplication table. Try and get it to do 6 by 6, or if you're really ambitious, you try 10 by 10 to see how the table's cells actually play out. Now we're going to talk about lists. Lists are useful because they allow us to create these nice numbered lists or bulleted lists. The way HTML refers to this is they refer to this as ordered lists, which are the ones with the numbers in front, or an unordered list, which will give you bullets in front. Don't be confused by the term ordered. It's not going to put them in numerical order. It's not going to put things in alphabetical order. All it does is an ordered list. Basically, each list item in the order that you type will actually be given the next number, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And in the unordered list, it basically will just put bullet points. So to create an unordered list, we need to basically use two new tags, the UL and the LI. UL standing for unordered list and LI standing for the individual list item. If we want to produce something that looks like this with bullet points, we now know that this is going to be an unordered list. So we will have a UL tag. And you'll see here on the right side that we have the UL tag with a corresponding /UL, which means the items between it will be part of this unordered list. For each one of the individual items, you'll notice that we use the LI tag with a corresponding /LI. And so we've done that here where we see the LI/LI and the item number 1 in between, item number 2 and number 3. And so what this does is this basically closes out this whole list. Each item is encapsulated with an LI/LI, and all of the list items together are encapsulated between this UL and /UL tag, again within the framework of the entire HTML body. So we use the UL tag, and then we put each item within the LI tag. There's no need to provide numbers if we're doing unordered lists, and even for ordered lists we wouldn't do that. LI will handle whatever we put in front automatically. Then we close each LI and close the UL, and you're done. To create an ordered list, which is not bullets, it's actual numbers, we need to use two tags, the OL tag and the LI tag. The first tag indicates that we're creating this ordered list, which will give us the numbers. We're doing the exact same thing that we did before, except before where we had UL, where you see the cursor pointed here, we've now changed it to OL. We use the same set of list items, and then we change the close tag of the /UL to now it's a /OL. And once we've done that, we've changed that same list from an unordered list of bullet points to an ordered list of numbers. So, let's expand what we did in example 2.2. Okay? Add a table of your classes that you're taking this semester and have 4 columns: course name, course number, CRN, professor. Then, underneath that, create an ordered list of the classes that you have taken in your major, and then underneath that, create an unordered list of classes that you think you want to take next semester, or that you have no desire to take. It doesn't matter how you create this list. Let's see how you can do with that, and we'll see you back for the next module.